Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late here. I'm trying to get started at 8:10 this morning, but my mic wasn't working. There's some. So we got the Nasdaq up. Let's look at what's going on. We can look at what happened yesterday. We look at an hourly chart. When we came in, our pre-market stuff, it was right around here. This is a little messy. This hourly, this is last week's volume profile over here. That's not really what I'm looking at right now, so you can kind of ignore that. The whole bars that I was looking at, the candlesticks that I was looking at yesterday are right here in this cluster. We had drawn out this red line right here, and this downtrend line, this blue line. So that's something, if you can focus your eyes on that. I'm going to try to ignore the rest of it. We can see that trend line is up here, comes down. It's just a downtrend line. All this selling here was from Friday and the overreaction to the new COVID variant. Our trade plan was to get in, I think, at like 62 and then take it up to the top of the band, which was this red line. So this area right here was our area we wanted to trade. We did take a ton of trades in that, a lot of little trades. And I traded micros on it. So made $78 on micros, which would have been 780 on the normal contracts. I traded micros just because it was the first day trading the performance account, and I didn't want to, blow up anything or make any mistakes that I'd regret. So I just wanted to kind of take it easy. This is actually what I used was we actually made 1,291 trading the micros. But with the commissions on I don't think the commissions were taken out of this. I think that's what happened, but that's my Apex. So I traded on the sim and it copied the trade over to the performance account. So we can actually probably look at all the trades that we took yesterday. If I get this, yeah, here they all are. I mean, just a million trades coming in on the market. Not on the market open, during the US session. Zoom on that a little better. So essentially you can see these trend lines that I had drawn. The market opened over here, right here the market opened. Pull back down to VWAP. We started buying in. I bought here. I got stopped out on that. Bought again. It just took a little win on that. I should have just bought in down here at VWAP. But price came down to VWAP, came back up, broke a new session low, which is, we came right down to the session low, I guess, and that was just like at 840. And then it started moving back up. So we bought in up here, boom, got stopped out. No, I bought in here, added to it, and then we got stopped out here. That was frustrating. Shorted it here, took a little win there, and then finally we started buying in, and then this is really where we made the money on this move up. Just buying in on pullbacks and getting it out at the top, buying the pullback, getting out at the top, trying to do that, and we just did that a whole bunch in the morning. So really, I was down. On all this consolidation and this chop, and then finally price started trending up to where we thought it was going to go for the day. If I just would have bought at, I think our price to buy at was 62. Is that what I said? I can't remember. Yeah, I think at 62 I was going to buy up to 75. If I just would have done that, just bought in here, and I bought a ton in here. You can see all those little buys. And held it up to 75. Just stuck with the trading plan. That would have worked out well for me. But it is what it is, and it's over. So live and learn from that. So yeah, we are still positive on the account, obviously, the performance account. Let's look at what we got going on today. I saw this morning. Look at the hourly. I saw all these pin bars this morning. You can see the bottom of the band here on the 1 hour. I saw all these pin bars coming in down here, pinning off this support area. My anticipation is that price breaks this 20 SMA. I need it to close above that, move back into this volume area, and then we're probably going to start coming up to test the other side of the band on it, which is up here at 16,060. This will probably pinch in, and I think you've got a trade here. That would probably be what I'd be looking at, up at like 80. Take it up to what this is right here, 14. So there's probably 30 points right there. That price will move through pretty easily, I would think. You can see the low volume node here on the weekly profile and a low volume here, plus the value area high, plus the upper band, which I suspect is going to probably pinch in a little bit down to this area. So once price breaks this, this is probably an 80 level. I think you could take something right there, and that's probably what I'll be looking at doing. Gonna look at a little bit of a higher time frame. What's going on? I mean, again, on the daily, I mean, I think that it's got this area maybe opened up on it. The 4 hour, same thing. We're bouncing off the 20 SMA on the 4 hour, and I think it's probably got 16,500 open. Before it finds any real resistance. It's got a couple levels it's got to get through. I'm going to move this up. We can see prices bouncing off of this this level up here, 16,004, whatever that is. It's hit it, a couple times and come down. So I think if that breaks at 50, oh, that's all the way up here. That's going to be my exit on it, isn't it? So I don't know. Maybe this thing's going to want to, come up, break through that, and then come up to 16,500. What is Delta? No, Delta's negative 1,800. Ugh, it's not good. That's not to say it's going to go down. We're also negative on the day. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Hey, Vernon, morning. Vernon, what do you think? You bullish on this thing? You think it's gonna go down, or just go sideways? I think that, at 81, I mean, ATR right now is at 15. It's got good range on it. I mean, I think if it broke 79, we would want to move back up. And you can see it on the 5-minute here. Same thing we're looking at on the hour. I think it's probably gonna want to come up into this area before it finds any real resistance. It may also want to, come back down and test this area, come back down in here, and this would be a good buy zone down here too. I think you could buy it down here for a bounce. If it came down to 16,280, I think you could buy, once it hit the bottom of the band on the 5-minute, you could buy it and get out up here at VWAP. And that, that's another, that's 50 points. So that would be another good trade, I think. Yeah, I think those are the two trades right there. Market's going to open in 9 minutes, so plenty of time to kind of figure it out or look at it a little bit more. Let's see. Let's look at the news. What's going on in the news here? Let's see what the headlines say, just to get an idea. I don't know. Stuff's in the red, but Europe was in the red overnight. I like to see what Europe did sometimes if I'm trying to figure out what might happen. So Europe's in the red after we had a big green day yesterday. Then European markets are, going. What's Asia doing? FX. You can look sometimes at what the yen's doing. Yen's increasing against the dollar. Yen is a risk on off asset. That could just be that it's going with its trend right now. So I don't know. I'm not really seeing anything jumping out at me right now, except for price moving up into 80, and then we move back into this volume node. Come up to this area, top of the band. I would see that. You could buy in down here, I think. You know, just what we just said. I mean, nothing new here. Buying in down at 16,275, or price really starts to go up and we see Delta really moving up and getting in somewhere up here, anticipating price to move up there. So buying down here or buying up here. But I've got this replicanto thing. I don't know how you pronounce it. Replicanto? Ainto? I don't know. I've got this thing. So this is what I was using yesterday. I can do a leader account on my Sim APAC. This is the simulated account. So this is the one that I'll trade off on the screen here. Then it automatically will copy the trade over to my performance account, and it'll copy it over to the performance account, and then it'll convert that over to micro contracts, MNQ. So I trade off of this, and then it'll copy it over to my performance account as micros. So it's just, it allows me to trade a little bit less stressful. Particularly, I found when I first got funded, I found that the first couple days of trading a funded account is pretty stressful. You don't want to lose it, so you trade irrationally sometimes. So it's just good to kind of take it easy. So we can look at the daily. What's going on? Yeah, I mean that's kind of my plan too. Is that we start moving up here on the daily. We break through this resistance level that's forming up here, and then we would come up into this area. But it's got to get up there first. I think you would see a bounce if price came back down here to 16,276. I think you'd see a bounce, and maybe it would range a little bit, or you could take, one down here and give yourself enough room. I mean, that's a lot, though. I mean, that's 40 points, 40-point stop loss. So I would probably, the way that I trade, would prefer to buy as price broke higher here and that turned green. That's just the way that I do it. Up. Let's see. Let's see what happened yesterday on the open. I mean, yesterday's open, we read that right, and it was just super choppy. Read it right coming in pre-market, but it didn't take off right away. So, let's look at a 5-minute. See what the 5-minute yesterday. So, if we look at what happened yesterday on the open, it might give us a better idea what's going to happen today. Right here, this would have been the open 8:30. Right here, bar. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of chop. I guess it just found support down here at VWAP before it finally took off. I mean, this looked like it was going to take off right here. And then it just rolled over before it finally just started. I mean, look how slow that was. Just started grinding up. So if that's any preview to what might happen today, then I would think at 16,330 back down here at VWAP, which you can also see that VWAP has been acting as pretty good resistance for price pre-market. So exploded through it on this big green candle. It may want to come back down and hit this area of confluence, 16,330, which is also the 20 SMA in the 5-minute. So I mean that might be a place to buy, buy a small size, buy like half your size, and then you could add to it as a broke higher, or your stop would just be right here, especially if the 5-minute close below the 20 SMA. That's a good indication that we would come back down to this area. The market's going to open in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So we can set up this, make sure Apex Sim. I usually put that on 2 contracts, and that'll copy over to my performance account, which I've got set up. So, and then this down here is linked to the performance account. So, anyways, guys, market's going to open in 2 minutes. I'm going to jump off this thing. I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be back tomorrow doing some more pre-market stuff, just looking at the charts and trying to come up with a trading plan for the morning. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching, and see ya.